What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another Fallout discussion video that I wanted to do with you guys. This time I actually wanted to talk about a topic around Fallout 76 that it's not like it's been brought up recently, because it's been brought up legitimately its whole entire lifespan of the game, and that's the common question: is Fallout 76 dead? Is Fallout 76 a dead game? Now, obviously, Fallout 76 still has its fair share of players. Look, it doesn't have more players than Fallout 4, which is still pretty embarrassing that Fallout 4 manages to get more monthly players on not only Steam, but I believe, even Xbox potentially as well, than what Fallout 76 does. It is quite ridiculous that is true, but it's also a fair point to point out that it does still have its fair share of players continuously still playing this game. But other than that, Fallout 76 is honestly one of the biggest games in the world that I actually kind of think of to be a near-dead game right now. And as I said, it's not because of its player base. Like, look, it does have less players than Fallout 4, but there are still guys that are there. It's that the lack of content that this game gets is one of the most laughable things I have ever seen, to be honest, in my 10 plus years of playing, these big AAA games really repetitively. When we look at it like this game is just an honest embarrassment at this point, to the point where in 2021, we legitimately only got one pretty big update in, the Brotherhood of Steel update, which was the second part. And realistically, if you played through that update at the average time that most people did, most people got it done between 5 hours. If you took your time, you probably got it done in 8 hours. If you went really fast, you probably got it done in 3. So let's just say the Fallout 76 expert, the guy who plays the game every single day, gets it done in 3 hours. Well, what's there to look forward to other than this update for 2021? That's the question you might be asking, and the answer to that is really nothing. There was legitimately no content that came out in 2021. There was a bunch of stuff that was supposed to come out. For example, Expeditions was before E3, rumored to come out this year. There was also the big thing that the Alien update and the whole entire potential Alien story that we could have gotten was supposed to come out this year, or in 2021 rather. Mods were supposed to come out potentially in 2021. Pets were supposed to come out not only in 2020, but 2021. And none of this stuff came. None of it came. It all got delayed, and Bethesda really just didn't talk about anything at all. The fact that the game legitimately got no updates is really scary. If you actually ask, well, what was the other updates that it got besides this 3 to 8 hour story content for the Brotherhood of Steel, the only real answer is they added private worlds. And private worlds is paid stuff. Basically what private worlds are is this new... They got rid of Nuclear Winter as well, which I will talk about in a second, but they got rid of that and added this private worlds thing. And basically what it is that you get to join this world that is private to you. It's pretty much a, private server, but also there's other worlds where now they've added kind of things where it will be different type of game modes. They're still going to be updating this and branching it out, in years to come, but one potential game mode might basically be that you have unlimited building supplies and stuff like that. So basically everyone who joins that server can, now do this, and, that will kind of be the case. Again, I don't think that's out. I know that's a rumored one where it's an, kind of unlimited build space kind of thing. That would be really cool, but again, you're not going to want to pay $20 AUD or whatever it is per month to play that. And the other thing is there's a bunch of new sliders now where you can kind of control how the world is and a bunch of new stuff like that. Basically, Bethesda added this to the game to make a whole lot of money, first of all, but the other thing was to potentially add mods to it, which just hasn't come. The mods just hasn't been there. I mean, I think it got teased in late 2019 that would be getting mods. Dude, we're early 2022 now, and we haven't gotten any mods. Again, this might be a step forward where you'd have these, private worlds and private servers and stuff like that, where you can, invite all your friends and do all these type of things, and now you can, you kind of use your mods and all that type of stuff. But again, are you really going to want to pay $20 a month AUD just to, you know, kind of do this? I believe this is a thing a part of Fallout First as well. Like, again, Fallout First is very similar. It's kind of the whole thing. It's pretty much all kind of connected together. It's pretty bad. Like, the prices are pretty ridiculous. Like, legitimately, I could most likely get Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus for the same price that I can get this Fallout First, you know, / Private Worlds type of stuff. So it's ridiculous. That was the content that came out in 2021, other than the, you know, part 2 to the Brotherhood of Steel quest line and stuff. That's really all they added. And a lot of people are just begging the question, well, where is the content? How is that, you know, a AAA game studio developer, how is that the only, you know, stuff that you can do? Like, it's quite ridiculous that that's the content they put out. And some people will say, well, they're working on Starfield, they're working on Elder Scrolls 6. That's just not true. That's a completely different Bethesda game studio. Like, Bethesda game studio have, I think, their main studios in, like, Maryland and stuff working on them. But I believe it's the studio in Austin who's working on Fallout 76. And that studio is not small at all. Like, they should definitely be producing quite a bit of content, which is really blowing my mind. And you'd have to think that the new Pit DLC coming out, I hope, in 2022, and I hope it doesn't get delayed, or we probably won't get any content in 2022. I hope that it's the biggest thing to come to Fallout 76. But from what I'm hearing, the Pit is actually not that big. It's actually a lot smaller than the Wastelanders DLC, and just a little bit bigger than the Fallout 76, you know, Brotherhood of Steel DLCs. Basically, what this is enticing is that you will get to, you know, go on a vertibird, go to Pittsburgh, basically 100 years or whatever before the Fallout 3 story. I can't remember the specific day. I think it's like 100 years. You get to see, like, you know, the Raiders start to potentially inhabit it, you know, what's going on there. A lot of settlers actually come from Pittsburgh in Fallout 76 when you meet them at Foundation and whatnot, and they reveal that it's starting to become a hellhole and it's pretty bad over there. Again, basically, you're going to get to go do this mission in Pittsburgh, and it's going to be pretty cool. But from what I'm hearing, the early leaks are that it's only going to be a little bit bigger than the Brotherhood of Steel ones, which is really, really weird considering this was confirmed in, like, April 2021. And that they looked like they had a lot of stuff done for it, which makes me think it'd been at least in development for 6 months. So if we think about it like this, if it comes out in, like, August, that means they will have been developing it since the end of 2020, which is crazy to think about that it's taken this long. So it really does concern me, but I'm hoping because these were, like, oldish leaks, that they are false, and that this Pittsburgh DLC, it has to be, like, near Wastelanders big, right? Because they've been working on this for a very, like, similar amount of time that they worked on Wastelanders for. The only, I think, way out of this is if they've released it and it was a little bit bigger than the Brotherhood of Steel, but they said, oh, hold on, we've got a DLC to Chicago or something coming out 4 months later or 3 months later. That would be the exception. I don't want to have to wait 2 years, again, for a big DLC like this. Like, it's just ridiculous. The content dry up for this game is making it dead, and players are starting to leave. The lack of content coming to Fallout 76 is pretty crazy, and it almost makes me think that Bethesda just don't care about this game anymore. The only other alternative that I would, again, be happy with and understand why the lack of content, because, again, some people will say, well, it's COVID, right? Well, no other video game company is, like, doing bad because of COVID anymore. They're all producing. Call of Duty still manages to get a game out every single year. How is this taking so long? Again, the only other scenario which would maybe justify that it's taking so long is they've released a bunch of content, you know, very shortly after the Pit DLC, or if maybe this whole time they've been working on a Fallout 4 remastered for next-gen consoles, which is, again, would be a really cool thing if they added a bunch of creations to that, more DLC potentially, updated graphics, this and that. That would make a whole lot of sense. And I hope that's what they're doing, because honestly, if they release the Pit and I don't get some new content, you know, before a 6-month period, I'm going to pretty much completely write off this game, as they're going to be updating this game once every, like, 2 years with a big update at this point. Because, again, the last big update we got was, I think, Wastelanders, and then we've had a couple of smallish quest stories in the Brotherhood of Steel ones, and again, they've been like 3 to 8 hour stories, really not that big at all. It doesn't look like it should have taken that much time to make. So again, it really concerns me. I think a lot of people have these same concerns. You would really hope that mods come out in 2022, because we really need something to keep this game afloat, and I don't know if the Pit DLC is going to be able to do it, no matter how cool it looks. I really hope they just, even pets, like adding stuff like this, a pet as a companion would be so cool. Again, the other thing we know is coming, the only confirmed content we know in 2022 so far, other than like the Pit, even though that could still be delayed till 2023 somehow, is there's apparently a new Aliens DLC coming out in March, which is not going to have like really any story to it whatsoever. It's going to be a full MMO experience where you're playing with a bunch of people to take down the, Zetons who are coming down to West Virginia to collect data and shit like that. That's basically what it is. It does actually sound really cool. I just don't have any friends that play 76 anymore, like most of you guys, because this game has kind of been buried for a very long time. So it's going to be very hard to find friends to want to play that and actually enjoy it. So again, I think that's a very difficult thing with the MMO aspect of Fallout 76. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys think that Fallout 76 is dead? Will it get some new content? Or what do you guys think? What are your predictions for 2022? Are you hoping the Pit DLC is big? Whatever it may be, definitely let me know down below. But as I was saying, don't forget to comment your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to my IRL/vlogging channel and my sports channel. Subscribe to this channel as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.